this is the first time for me to give you a lecture of Judaism, Introduction to Judaism. In the past years, I have given this lecture to the students, 2001, 2002, and 2006. Now you are the only students in the religious studies, so in this semester, I give you a series of lectures to introduce you Judaism. First of all, I'd like to give the definition of Judaism. By Judaism, I mean the Jewish belief, the system of Jewish belief and way of life. Judaism is the religion of the Jewish people, so that is why I said Judaism is Jewish belief system and the way of life. Judaism is an ethnic religion, not a typical universal religion like Christianity. It says the religion belongs to us, belongs to Jews. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses were Israelites, or they were Jewish. So, by Judaism, I mean the system of Jewish belief and way of life. When you give a definition, usually you begin with this expression: by Judaism, I mean something. If I give a definition of philosophy, I can say this way: by philosophy, I mean a system of rational thought. Well, you can disagree with me, but it's not important for us to give an accurate definition or not. I just want to tell you the way of defining some concept. By Judaism, I mean the system of Jewish belief and way of life. What are the Jewish beliefs? Let's think about what Jewish beliefs are. Who can tell me some belief in Judaism? When we talk about belief, we must have the object of belief in our minds, right? The object, 对象. So what does the Jews believe in? God. Historically, all of the Jews believed in God. Nowadays, most of them still believe in God. Who is God? If you have read the Bible, Genesis, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. And it took 6 days for God to fulfill the creation of the world and man. So the Jewish people believe in God, who is the creator of the world and man. creator. Well, according to Maimonides, God exists. God is unity. God is omnipotent. God is omniscient. God is all good. God is all powerful. God is all good. God is omniscient. God knows everything. So that is the main Jewish beliefs. Now, the way of life. What does it mean by way of life? How do you translate way of life into Chinese? But the way we can also translate it into it's a very Chinese word, Chinese term, Dao, Wei Dao. Way of life, 生活之道，生活方式。Both are good. What does it mean by way of life in Judaism? You know, from the Bible, we were given a system of precepts. Precepts or law. Or law. The Jewish people in ancient times, in antiquity, followed the precepts in the Bible. After 70, the Judaism in diaspora start to, no, they were given Mishnah and Talmud. So the Jewish people in diaspora practice the oral law in Mishnah or Talmud. All this law, because they were concerned with all aspects of human life, the Jewish life, how to spend a Shabbat day, how to do agricultural works, how to do service in synagogue, how to deal with the relation between husband and wife, parents and children, how to deal with the relation with neighbors, with Gentiles, with foreigners, how to spend the holy days and the festivals. You know, there's so many Jewish holidays and the festivals. From the Bible, from the oral law, the Jewish people know how to spend the holidays and the festivals. Gradually, these laws and some precepts concerning daily life became way of life for the Jews. We are Chinese. You have been living in China for about 20 years, and from your parents, from a neighbor, from the schools and university, you know the way of life as a Chinese. From the Chinese classics, analogues of Confucius, Mencius, and other Confucian classics. You know how to deal with the relation between man and man. For example, Confucius says in the Analects of Confucius, don't do to others what you don't want others to do to you. If you want to be established, try to establish others. All these principles and rules or teachings are the way of life for Chinese people. The same in Judaism. 好，我们现在呢大致上说一下这个定义。那我们在做定义的时候，一般是这样一个表达，这个表达方式最多，当然也不一定用 mean， 也可以用 the understand 或者是等等。我记得在斯宾多莎的伦理学当中，它就是 by substance I understand that H in itself and known through itself。它是用另外换一个词，但是基本的意思呢，基本上这个句式呢是一样的。你这个开头引导一个你要给出定义的那一个词，然后表现用一个从句呢把意思表现出来。System of Jewish belief， 在这里有第一层含义呢，就是犹太教呢是犹太人的 Jewish beliefs， 对吧？是犹太人的宗教。犹太教它是一个 ethnic religion，ethnic religion 什么意思呢？民族性的 ethnic， 对吧 ？ethnic group， 民族性的宗教，也就是犹太教是犹太人的宗教。尽管有些犹太人也认为呢，犹太教呢有普世的因素，但是它不像基督教一样呢是一个普世的宗教，它主要是一个民族性的宗教。那么犹太教呢，首先是犹太人的他的信仰和他的生活方式的一个体系。那么犹太教信仰是什么呢？首先我们要想到犹太教信仰什么？它对象什么呢？信仰的上帝，对吧？信仰上帝。那么由此呢，我们联想到呢上帝的一些重要的属性，啊，上帝呢他是世界的创造者，他是唯一的啊，他是全知全能全善的，等等，这些呢都是犹太教非常重要的信仰。那么然后呢是犹太教的生活，犹太人的生活方式。犹太生活方式呢就体现在犹太教的律法当中。犹太教呢有很多重要的法典，比如圣经，也就是新旧约全书的旧约部分，那是犹太教的非常重要的最重要的经典。那么其中包含了很多犹太教的律法。后来呢，第二阶段呢是拉比犹太教，有塔木德，包括米希纳。前者呢叫做 written law， 是成文的律法，前者叫 written law， 那后者呢叫 oral law。但是不管是 written law 还是 oral law， 都是犹太教的 law 或者是 precepts， 它的律令、律法、律令。那么犹太人呢，这律令包含着犹太人的生活的方方面面，包含人的生活起居，包含你的婚姻大事，包含你的怎么来对待邻里关系，怎么在圣堂里边做礼拜等等，这些东西都讲的详详细细的，对吧？这样呢，也包含你怎么过节日，犹太人很多的圣日和节日，怎么来过，这些东西呢，就构成了犹太人的生活方式。也就是说，你按照这个来做，你按照它来做，当然它就是构成了你的生活的那种方式了。那么换一个地道的中国术语来表达的话呢，就是生活之道。这样呢，我们得到一个完整的犹太教的定义。犹太教是犹太人的信仰和生活方式的系统。So that is the definition of Judaism. Now, let's talk about the contents of the course, this course. First of all, I will give you a brief introduction to the history of Judaism, its origin and formation, its development in different historical stages: biblical Judaism, Rabbinic Judaism, medieval Judaism, and modern Judaism. These four important historical periods: biblical, rabbinical, medieval, and modern. Bible 形容词呢 biblical Judaism, Rabbi 变成 rabbinic 对吧 rabbinic Judaism, the second period of Judaism, and medieval Judaism, and modern Judaism. These are the four historical periods. And also some important theories, doctrines. I will pay more attention to the three important words: God, Torah, Israel. God, Torah, Israel. Of course, we have to talk about the covenants, chosen people, and the important classics and the dogmas if we want to know what Judaism is. And when we talk about the three key words, we also have to say something about the covenants and chosen people, etc. Apart from this content, we will study some common practice and ways of life. Common, what does it mean by common practice? 习俗 and way of life, including some holy days, festivals, and some other laws concerning Jewish life. As a matter of fact, Judaism is the guiding line for the Jewish people. We don't have guiding line for Chinese people. At least nowadays, we don't have this guiding line. You study some courses from the primary school to the middle school to the university, some science and technology and humanities, but you have not studied much about way of life from what you have learned in the schools. In ancient time, in ancient China, yes, a very important term in Confucianism, 礼. Right, decorum, and other translations. That is the system. That's the guiding line for ancient Chinese. It tells you how to be human, how to be a man, how to deal with the relation between the parents and the children, the monarchy and the subjects, and husband and the wife. But nowadays, we don't have. So if you want to know the Chinese way of life, you have to go back to study Chinese classics, including the system of Li. Well, if you want to understand the Jewish way of life, the guiding line for the Jewish people, you must study the Bible, Talmud, and other Jewish classics. Now the question, what is the purpose for us to study Judaism? Why should we study Judaism? Biblical Judaism happened a long time ago in Middle East. Modern Judaism took place in Germany, in the United States, in Israel. It's far away from us. We don't have Jews in China. So why should we study Judaism? What is the purpose? What the aims for us to study Judaism? Who can tell me the aims? What do you think? Don't look at the document. Just tell me, what do you think of the importance of Judaism to us? Do you want to say something? Yeah.
We want to know something about Jewish people. What they think.
What they think.
How they can create so many.
So they have how have they attained so many great achievements? And what else? That's all. Louder, please.
Because Judaism is the origin of Christianity and Islam, so it is a vital importance in the Catholic religion. And religion is all about life and belief. And in we study Judaism, it is will do some good to our society to have a belief and to have a good life.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Sit down, please. But Judaism is the religion of the Jewish people, but is also significant to us. Through studying Judaism, you can know the great achievements that the Jewish achieved in the past centuries, the great contribution to human civilization. Through studying Judaism, you can know the first monotheistic religion, the mother of Christianity and Islam, and its religious importance to world religions. Actually, more than that, we are Chinese people in the 21st century. After the Opium War, the Chinese people were faced with the same challenge of modernity as the Jewish people in 17th, 18th, 19th century faced with the challenge of modernity. I mean, both the Jews and the Chinese people were faced with the same challenge from modernity. Yesterday evening, Professor Seth Koonin talked about the Jewish response to modernity after French Revolution.